Katie,
Okay.
let's be 100% realistic. When they come, when individuals, and I wish I had their names of each of these 700 people today, or was it last night, might have been killed, might have drowned. When they eventually reach the shores of Italy, France, the UK, they're not coming here and getting benefits. Most of them have to go into prostitution. They're going into slavery. You're not doing your research. They are human beings. They have no choice. If they had a choice, do you really think they would take that risk? We have to look at the manner in which our government is looking at what we're doing when we go to North Africa and African nations or nations that come over. Why this is causing the problem in the first place, the root cause.
Ronke, I suppose my question to you, Ronke, may I ask you a question? My question is, why do we take on everyone else's problem? I think at the moment we don't really address immigration as a country. Our politicians are frightened to go near the issue. I'm actually not that frightened at all, and nor am I inclined to toe the PC line, Ronke. And I actually really believe that we can't afford at the moment to take on the problems of the world. I do believe these boats need pushing back, and I do think it's time. We pay an enormous amount towards foreign aid as it is, and I don't think we need to be helping with a rescue programme in the Med as well.
First of all, the foreign aid wouldn't be in existence in the first place if certain governments weren't going into countries and ripping them off, taking their oil, taking their resources and ripping them off, and allowing governments with no structural strategy. So the foreign aid issue, we can talk about that another time. Second of all, when we keep referring to immigrants, if they come to this country and do not help or value or instill some economic growth, they are working, and there are other issues. You are selling a completely false rhetoric to the nation. There's housing issues. There's increased transport problems.
Okay, Ronke, getting down to the detail for 1 second, Ronke. What would you do for the 700 individuals that were in a boat that capsized at midnight last night? What's your answer to those 700 individuals if they're alive?
Not to paint them and tarnish them and brand them as cockroaches.
What will you do instead, Ronke? What would you do?
What we have to do is look back at their countries and find a solution.
What's your answer to a solution, Ronke? What is the solution?
We need to go back to their governments and figure out what is going on in the first place. We need to find out what. If you've been to the camps that they have to end up living on, have you gone to any of the immigrant? If you even get into the country, you can't. You end up in some kind of prison, some kind of. It's horrible.
Ronke, I'm going to shut you down there because, to be honest, it's boring the life out of me. And if 700 people just in a boat in the middle of the Med, and you're going to go and trot off to have a word with their government, you think that's the solution for those 700 people who can't swim, who were in a boat that's capsized? I think probably you need to get back and read a little bit more of your Guardian newspaper.